Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Martin, the Associate Director of Forecasting at Dodge Construction Network, and today we'll be looking at what happened to construction starts in the month of December. Quick reminder, here at Dodge, we track projects from their earliest stages of planning all the way through to when they break ground, and once they've broken ground, we classify them as a construction start, and we put the full value and square footage of that project into that specific month. So in the month of December, we saw construction starts improve roughly 2.6%. Non-building starts really led the way here, improving 16.3%, followed by a 1% gain on the residential side. Conversely, non-residential starts declined 6.6% over the month. So here we can dig into those numbers a bit more. So starting on the non-res side, that roughly 7% decline that we saw month over month was driven by weaker education, manufacturing, and retail starts. Meanwhile, data centers, parking garages, and hotels saw pretty strong growth month over month. Now on the right-hand side there, you can see our year-to-date totals. So we have full 2025 data of 12 months compared to 12 months, and we can see that commercial and industrial starts ended the year roughly 11% higher than in 2024, while institutional starts were about 2% lower. However, higher material and labor costs are certainly inflating some of this dollar value trends, sort of masking weaker growth in more real terms. So obviously data centers are actually growing very strong, but in aggregate, when we look at non-residential building from a square footage perspective, we actually see starts decline about 6% in 2025. A lot of that is coming from a 28% decline in manufacturing square footage and a 9% decline in institutional construction. Moving back to our sort of month-over-month trends on the residential side, we did see single-family starts decline another 4% and multifamily units grow by about 10%. So these two markets, as you can see on that year-to-date side, have been trending in pretty much opposing directions all year long, and overall determined a 5% decline in residential starts. Finally, on the non-building side, this has been a pretty positive sector overall for the year. Obviously, a pretty good month in December as well. Highway and bridge construction was up 85%, and our miscellaneous non-building sector was up 36%. Meanwhile, environmental, public works, and utilities pulled back a bit, but year over year, non-building starts really supported dollar value. So obviously, no square footage is included in non-building sectors, so that's also kind of inflating some of that overall 5% growth we saw in starts this year. Most notably, of course, we see that 50% growth in electric power and utilities, definitely correlated to higher data center construction, and a pretty strong 42% growth in that miscellaneous non-building sector as well. All right, that's what I have for you this month. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.